The Gina and Matty podcast.
Yeah, this is where we like to have a look at the top 3 trending topics on Google Trends, what you have been searching in the last 24 hours in and around the coast. And the number one most searched thing is Hurricane Milton. Now, gosh, have you seen some of the footage of that?
I haven't, no.
No, right. So Hurricane Milton is closing in on the storm-battered already state of Florida and the US, and officials are pleading with residents to flee or risk dying. Now, President Joe Biden warned the catastrophic hurricane could be the worst natural disaster to hit the state in a century. Now, he goes, it's a matter of life or death. That's not a hyperbole. Biden said from the White House yesterday, urging those under orders to leave, evacuate now. The storm is forecast to make landfall in the next sort of 12 hours, our time. Tampa Bay is directly in the firing line with fears of a wall of water known as a storm surge that could top 4 metres and devastate the coastal city where it has 3 million residents. Now, Milton is a Category 4 hurricane, which I didn't know what that meant, so I looked that up, and which means it has winds of up to 145 miles an hour, which is over 230 kilometres an hour.
So scary would that be?
Yeah, so that'll be all over the news today, I imagine. The number 2 trending thing on Google in the last 24 hours, Sam Constas. Now, Sam is a teenage prodigy who announced himself on the big stage for New South Wales in cricket. Now, I love my cricket, and I'm glad that this was trending. This is his debut, and he hit 152 runs for the Blues Sheffield Shield opener, and the team went into stumps at 7 for 297. He is one of the leading lights of the Australian Under-19 World Cup success last year, and he's been touted as one of the country's best young talents. So keep an eye on that name, Sam Constas, because I reckon he could be turning up in the Australian cricket. He was born in 2005.
Oh, that was just yesterday, wasn't it?
Jeez.
Good on you, Sam.
2005. Makes you feel 100, doesn't it? And
Yes.
The third most searched thing is Amazon Big Prime Day. Now, that's running already. It started October 8 to 13. Have you been across this? Because I know you love a deal.
I do. I'm going to talk about some deals later, but I haven't been across this. Tell me all about it.
They do it, and I'm very skeptical on sales, but the Amazon Prime Day, I had a bit of a look, and they've got some great stuff, like 50% off Dyson vacuum cleaners. This is not an ad, by the way. I just did a little bit of my own stuff. Ecovacs, you know, those little...
I've got one.
You've got one.
Love it.
47% off Ecovacs. What else have they got? We bought a toaster yesterday because our toaster was on the blink.
Did you?
Yeah, and we got this one, the Breville one, that was 65% off.
65% off.
That's a sale, right? Because,
Yes.
Like, you get the emails and, when you sign up to stuff and you're always getting bombarded with emails.
Yes.
It's like, we've got 15% off.
Yeah.
That's not a sale.
It's not enough.
That's not enough.
Aren't we used to sales now? Like, you hardly ever buy anything full price anymore.
The cookware ones. I always get, we're having a sale. I've never bought a saucepan that wasn't on sale.
No, why would you?
65% off that. The one that I liked, and I've got one of these, is a meat thermometer. Have you got a meat thermometer?
No. No, I don't have one of them.
Don't look at me like that. They're great because I always like, there's nothing worse than overcooking a roast. And you can just put your meat thermometer in there, a digital meat thermometer, stick it in the meat, right? And you just cook it until it says, like, your beef roast, which is terrible anyway, or like a lamb roast.
Yeah.
And you cook it to that temperature, then it's done at that. And it's like, boom, and you get the app on the phone. It's amazing. They're
Really?
good
And
for
then you
barbecues
know
as
for
well.
sure you're not just guessing.
Absolutely. And then just random stuff like batteries, which is super expensive for some reason, 50% off Energizer. Anyway.
That's good.
Amazon sale thingo.
Do you have to Amazon? You have to join, don't you?
Oh, you
Or
sign
can
up.
just-
No, it's just you can just sign up with your email and stuff.
Okay.
If you have Amazon Prime, the streaming service, you
Yeah.
get free delivery. I
Yeah.
know that, but
Yeah.
the other stuff, you just make an account and
Well,
spend
I
away.
need to do that because
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Christmas shopping soon,
Well,
and that's
this is a
what we
great
need
space.
to do.
It's till the 13th, I think, of this month.
Yes,
So,
I love that.
Absolutely. Well, they're the 3 top trending things in and around the coast this morning on Google Trends.
Gina and Matty.
I don't want to alarm you, Matty Baisley, but it is only 77 days till Christmas.
You can't say the C word on radio.
77 days. Are you?
I'm a bit excited about that. I love a bit of Christmas.
How much fun is Christmas in your house with 3 little kids?
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but
It's a
so
lot.
exciting.
But you know what it is? Like, it is so good to have that season mean something again.
Yeah. Yes.
You go through that phase where you're like, oh God, you go out Christmas Eve and you're in your 20s and you've got to rock up to Christmas with a hangover and talk to your uncles and it's like, oh my God. But now it's amazing again.
Oh, it's beautiful. Well, I am a bit of a last minute shopper and I don't want to be anymore. I want to be more organised. So I am going to change this for all of you last minute shoppers. I've got some fantastic, cheap and thoughtful suggestions for you.
Beautiful. Well,
so,
okay.
Aldi have just released some of their Christmas stuff. Sense of the Season candle set. Now, who doesn't love getting candles? I love getting candles.
Okay, that's good.
Do you not like getting candles?
I don't want a candle. Just in my family, I don't want a candle. I'm all right.
Oh, I love it because we love to have candles going all the time in our recording studio and our house. I love it.
For the ambience.
Yes, yeah, and the smell.
Oh, okay.
Because you know what? People, when they walk into your house, do they notice if it's clean? No, they notice what it smells like.
True.
So it's important. So this is a great gift. $34.99. It's a 12-pack and it includes 12 fragrant candles made with coconut soy blend wax. That's a good price, $34.99. But let's go a bit cheaper. 25th Avenue Swarovski. That's a hard word to say. Jewelry advent calendar. So it's an advent calendar that comes with a bracelet and 12 Christmas charms on it. So you add a charm every time you're counting down. Now, isn't that lovely? Mm-hmm. $19.99.
Great.
Oh, and advent.
Is this all Aldi?
That's Aldi, okay. And an advent calendar that's tea. That's for the people that you don't know what to buy for.
Or if you're in a Kris Kringle and it's like you're only allowed to spend $20.
Well, how good would that calendar, the one with the bracelet and the charms be? Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's my even better suggestions than that. Temu. Okay, so you got to order these in time so you make it. But Temu, cheap.
Mm-hmm. Cheap and nasty or cheap and thoughtful?
Cheap and thoughtful.
Yeah, we'll see.
For only $18.47. You got to order it in plenty of time. Get a photo of yourself and you can turn it into a puzzle. Can you imagine giving that to your mum? A puzzle of you. She can sit there and do a puzzle. She knows where it all goes. She made you.
I gave Mum a coffee mug with my photo on it and doing like the biggest cheesy, like the finger point.
Does she love it?
Yeah, just up on display. My sister's like, you're incredible.
You're still drawing the attention of the youngest
100%,
child.
yeah.
Now, this is actually, I think this is classy and stylish for $9.71. You know the striped beach towels? Like you can get black and white or navy and white.
Yep.
Very bougie. Mm-hmm. $9.71 with your name on them.
Oh, they would be as thin as paper.
I don't care. It's got your name. Shush!
That would not dry you. It would actually make you wetter, those towels, I reckon.
But it looks really cool and you won't get mixed up which one's your towel. Mm-hmm. I need to do that because my 21-year-old son just uses every single towel. I'll be like, you're only allowed to use the one that says Jackie. Okay. Now, this is bougie for those of you men who travel because men are hard to buy for. This is like a personalised faux leather toiletry bag, $9.83 with your initials on.
That's like my one.
Now, that's classy.
It is.
It's classy. And you don't worry about faux leather. You pretend that you're a real deal vegan, full-on vegan, and you go, no, it's better.
It's pleather.
It's pleather and it's best. You don't tell them it's $9.83 because some of the fake leather stuff is really expensive, so they won't know it was only $9.83.
I couldn't believe how much my leather underpants were. They were so expensive.
Speaking of underpants, thank you for the segue. You can get a photo of yourself for only $7.59 and put it on his undies. Honestly, who wouldn't love that, especially if it's a new boyfriend?
All right, I'll give that one a miss, I reckon.
Gina and Matty.
Don't get around a lot of telly. I don't get to say in the remote very often in our house. It's normally, Bluey, ABC Kids, a bit of YouTube shorts. But on the long weekend when we went away, Bella and I binged a show on Netflix that I think you will love, G. And there's a reason. It's the number one show on Netflix at the moment.
And don't you love when, as a couple, you find something that you just go, one more, let's watch one more.
Yeah.
Oh, let's watch one more. Because it's hard to match.
I'm not a huge binger either.
Yeah.
I like to just breadcrumb it a little bit.
Me too, normally.
This show is called Nobody Wants That. Nobody Wants This. Got off to a great start. Nobody Wants This. And it stars Kristen Bell, who
I love
we know
her.
Kristen Bell.
Yes.
She's from so many things, but most know her from being in Frozen. She was Princess
And
Anna.
is she married to Dax Shepard?
Married to Dax Shepard, and she was Veronica Mars back in the day as well, which was a huge show for the millennials of the world. And starring alongside her is the one and only Adam Brody. Now, he played Seth Cohen in The OC, who was so dreamy. Oh, my God, it's Seth in The OC. So everyone's falling in love with Seth, with Adam Brody once again. Now he's 40, right?
Yeah.
So that basically the way it works, it's got 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fellas, look, it does lean a little bit towards the lady side. If you're talking demographics, it is a little bit on the chick show kind of side, but
and you're more open to the chick show sides than probably my husband.
Don't mind a rom-com, but it also is a great show to watch together. So because you know what, you can do it. It's fine. So basically, what it is, Nobody Wants This follows Joanne, who is Kristen Bell, and Noah, who is Adam Brody, as a podcast host, and he is a rabbi who seemed like an unlikely pair on paper. Now, this story has been done 1,000 times before. How do we make this relationship work kind of gear? And I said to Bella when we were watching it, this could have been an absolute stinker, but the cast make this show what it is. It is incredible. So the storyline has been, we've seen it before. You got the two sisters. They host a podcast. Who doesn't? Yeah. But these two sisters host a podcast, and that's how we meet the two of them.
We've done this podcast for 119 episodes, and this story you're telling, it just sounds very familiar.
All right, I could make healthier relationship choices.
Then we have the meet cute. We have the meet cute where they meet each other. They go to a party. She doesn't realise the guy that she's talking to, Noah, is the rabbi at the party. It's just a mistaken identity.
Did you know there's a rabbi here?
No shit.
Yeah.
Where?
He has a beard, and he was definitely judging me.
Sounds like a rabbi.
He's the rabbi, guys. He's the rabbi. There's no spoiler alerts here. This is all happening in the first episode, okay? They start dating each other.
The big news is Joanne has a new man in her life.
Okay, but we're not using names, so let's just call him the Prophet.
The Prophet, right. This is all on the podcast. Then the comedy a lot of it comes from the sister on the podcast and the rabbi's brother, who are hilarious. There is a scene in there where after they've met for the first time, the sisters met, the rabbi and the brother, they're in the car, don't realise that the phone is still hooked up to the in-car entertainment, like the Apple CarPlay. She tries to send the sister a sneaky text message, and then the car reads out that text message.
Message from Morgan. He's cuter than I expected. The brother is brutal.
What are you doing?
Drowning emoji.
Okay, that's not...
Vomit emoji.
Unplug the phone.
I'm so sorry about my sister, with whom I have since cut ties.
So good. Now, of course, there's hurdles, including a very overprotective mother.
You're never going to end up with my son.
And what rom-com wouldn't be complete without a dreamy first kiss?
And then we walked down the street, and he said,
Hand me your ice cream.
Okay, and did you do what you were told?
I mean, obviously.
Ooh, yes, chef.
Their chemistry is great. Now, I'm sure there's people listening that have watched it and they love it as well. I told CJ about this a little while ago. She's watched a couple episodes and she's not vibing it as much as I am.
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes, but I have TikTok brain, so I can't really focus that much. I was on my phone as well.
So I am going to say it is very much in the millennial Gen Z demographic who will love it. And they're already in talks for a season 2. It's Nobody Wants This. It's on Netflix. There's a reason it's the number 1 show. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 on the shows that your missus will love to watch with your scale. That's how I've rated that one.
Love it.
The Gina and Matty podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.